All right, this is a special request for Miss Bett. Miss Bett, I think you wanted Bless That Wonderful Name of Jesus. One of those songs that bring you back down memory lane. One of those soul stirring type of songs is what I call it. All right, anyways, we're going to do this in the key E flat major. E flat's 1, F is 2, G is 3, A flat is 4, B flat's 5, C is 6, D is 7, and E flat's 1. All right, I'm going to start off really basic, and then we're going to build on to it to make it more complicated. That way you can start where you feel comfortable, and it's going to push you to your boundaries a little bit. All right, here we go. So these congregational songs are going to start off on the 1. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. All right, so on the 1, you're going to be playing E flat, which is E flat in your left hand. Right hand's playing the E flat major, E flat, G, and B flat. So I like to start off with a little pentatonic lick also. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Okay, so what's that little lick? That's G flat to G, B flat, C, and E flat, okay? And really it's pentatonic because I'm playing the 3, 5, 6, 1. But instead of just going to the 3, I'm going to play that half step below it to approach it. Okay? Bless that wonderful name. Alright, that. I play it all together. And then I hit it real quick in my left hand. So I'm doing like a ba-da-da, okay? Ba-da-da. That, and what I'm doing is I'm rocking in my right hand between the 1 major, right, which is E flat, and the 4 major, which is A flat. That's A flat, C, and E flat, okay? So here it is. Bless the wonderful name of Jesus. Then to transition to my next chord, I'm going to play this flatted 3rd in my right hand as a major chord. So flatted 3rd is 1, 2, 3. Flat that is G flat. I'm playing G flat major in my right hand. I just inverted it up one time. Okay, so that G flat's at the top. So G flat major is G flat, B flat, and D flat. But again, you can play it down here, or you can play it up here, or you can do both. Okay, let's take it that far. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. All right, what's that? So after I play that flatted 3rd in my right hand, I'm going to go to the 4. The 4 is going to be A flat. We already covered that. Normally you'd play like an A flat major, right? But in these congregational and old school songs, you want to play like A flat dominant chords, where you want to focus mainly on your dominant 7ths. So this is just a major chord, A flat, C, and E flat in my right hand. Left hand's playing A flat and E flat, all right? But if I want to give it more of a dominant, soulful type sound, throw in that flatted 7th, which is a whole step down from the A flat, to make it like an A flat dominant 7th chord, or A flat 7. Alright, so all together. Bless the wonderful name of Jesus. Bless the wonderful name of Jesus. Alright, so I stayed on the 4. Then what I did was I went to the sharp 4. This is common in gospel. Oftentimes when you're on the 4, you go up a half step to the sharp 4, which is A. Play that as a diminished 7th chord. So that's A, and that's A, C, and E flat in my right hand. If you want, you can throw in that G flat, because it's like an A diminished 7th, as opposed to just an A diminished. So you can do A diminished 7th, but I just kept the thumb down there. And if you want to get real fancy, you can throw in that E flat in your left hand too. And then you go back to the 1, which is E flat major over 5. Okay, so all together. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Okay, then you go back to the 1. Bless that wonderful name of... Alright, and now what you're going to do is play a 7-3-6 progression. A 7 in your left hand is D, the 3 is G, and the 6 is C. So you're going to play 7, 3, 6 in your left hand, okay? D, G, C. What you're doing in your right hand is when you play that 7, that D, you're going to play F minor in your right hand. F, A flat, and C. 7, and then when you hit the 3, you're gonna play that. When you hit the 3, you're gonna play that F diminished 7th chord, which is F, A flat, B, D. Okay. Now, this is just a different inversion of F diminished 7th. This is a true F diminished 7th. If I take the F and put it on the top, they call it A flat diminished 7th, but it's really the same chord. It's just a different inversion. Okay. So that's why you might see it differently on the screen. But anyways, bless the wonderful name of 7 Jesus. On the thus, that's when you go to your 6, which is going to be C in your left hand. Right hand's going to play the 1 chord, which is E flat major. And when you play that E flat major over the 6 or the C, you get that C minor 7th. All right. So let's go up to that point. Bless the wonderful name of Jesus. Transition to your 4. Bless the wonderful name of 4, sharp 4, 1 over 5. Bless the wonderful name of, here you go, 7, 3, 6, right? Then you're going to wrap it up and get back to your 1, which is a. Okay, so what did I do there? I'm on the 3, so I'm going to play that 1 major over the 3, which is E flat major, E flat G and B flat over the 3. Then I play the 4 in both hands. On that 4, you can just play it as a regular major chord, or you can make it like a major, a dominant 7th, or you can make it like a dominant 9th. It's up to you. So 1 over 3, 4. There's that sharp 4 diminished 7th again, and 1 over 5. And I'm going fast because I already covered this part. Okay, 3, 4, sharp 4, 5. Then you're going to do a 6, 2, 5, 1 chord progression to get you back to the 1. So the 6 is C. When I hit that 6, I'm going to play a quarter chord. Okay, quarter chord is going to be B flat, E flat, and A flat. But I'm going to play the quarter chord that's a whole step below that 6. That's how I found it. So whole step below that 6 or that C is B flat and form a chordal off of it. This is why you got to know your basics and your foundation, okay? Because then it makes it easier to learn stuff. So that's 6. And then when you hit the 2, I'm thinking in my right hand, play the key that you're in, the 1, which is E flat, as a diminished 7th chord. I just like to play it inverted a few times because this is the root of the E flat diminished 7th, right? So I invert it once. This is root position E flat diminished 7th. So invert it once, invert it twice. That's what I like to play over that too. All right, so let's do from the top. 3, 4, sharp 4, 1 over 5. That's 6, 2, and then when I'm on that 5, I like to play a tritone that goes along with it. Oof, we're getting heavy, okay? A tritone is basically 2 notes played together that's 3 whole steps apart. I teach all of this stuff in another lesson. Again, this is why you got to learn the foundations and stick with that focus fundamental course. It makes learning this stuff easier. But anyways, I'm thinking that just sounds boring to play a straight 5 as a major. So play it as a dominant 7th, but sharp the 5, okay? So dominant 7th, but sharp the 5. And then play it to the 1. Alright, so all together. Bless the wonderful name of Jesus. Bless the wonderful name of Jesus. To go back to 1. Bless the wonderful name of 7, 3, 6, 3, 4, sharp 4, 5, 6, 2, 5, 1. Then you go back to that 5. Power in the name of Jesus. Power in the name of Jesus. Power in the name of Jesus. No other name I know. Alright, now we're getting more complicated if you notice what I did there. I'm doing what's called a running bass line. Alright, so when you're on the 1, you can't just play the 1 right? But you used to be a bass player, I think you told me. So instead of just playing the 1, why not run the bass line or walk the bass line? So the walking bass line is 1, 3, and then go up chromatic 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then find the 6, and then go up chromatic 3 more times. All right, so E flat, G, A flat, A, B flat, C, D flat, D, E flat. That's one whole, I guess you could say, circuit or pass through of your walking bass line. 1, 3, 6, 1, 3, 6, 1, 3, 6, 1, 3, 6, 1. Okay, so that's how it is in my left hand. So then I'm going to put that with those right hand chords. Bless the wonderful name of Jesus. Right? Then you go to the 4. Okay, when you go to the 4, I'm gonna do the same thing. Just apply that 1, 3 chromatic to the 6 chromatic, 1, 3 chromatic to the 6 chromatic. I'm gonna use that same principle, but instead of doing it in E flat, I'm gonna act like I'm in A flat. Okay, now it's getting heavy. So A flat. Let's act like we're in A flat for a minute. So A flat is a 1, 3 is C. Go up chromatic 3 times, right? F is a 6, and then go up through 3 times chromatically. Okay, so you're going to do A flat C, D flat D, E flat F, G flat or F sharp, G, A flat. Okay, so all together. What's that wonderful name of Jesus? Bless that wonderful name of, bless that wonderful name of Jesus. We already did that. Bless that wonderful name. Now I'm going to walk to the 7. What I'm going to do is start off on the 2. Okay, so I'm going to start off on the 2 and the key E flat is F. And I'm walking down to the 7. And then I know the 3 is going to be the G. So I'm just approaching the G from a half step above or below. Doesn't matter. It's whatever you want to do. So, bless that wonderful name of Jesus. I'm just approaching that 7, 3, 6. I'm trying to go to the 7, which is D, 3, which is G, and 6, which is C. But instead of just playing D, G, C, I'm going to walk my bass line. I'm using like a chromatic type of approach, meaning going from a half step above or below. So 7, 3, 6, or 7, 3, 6. Okay, and it sounds cool when you put the right hand chords with it. Okay, and then you do your 3, 4, sharp 4, 4, and then I'm gonna walk it to my 6, 2, 5, 1. All right, so we already covered that. We did the 6, 2, 5, 1, and that's fine to do it, but it's more fun to walk it to that 6. So walk it up or approach that 6 chromatically. So you can walk it below the 6 or walk it above the 6. And then do the same thing with the 2. You can approach it below or above. And then to the 5, you can approach it above or below. And then the 1. Okay, so I'm just really trying to do that 6, 2, 5, 1. But to introduce more movement and interest, I'm going to approach that 6, 2, 5, 1 chromatically. Alright, so 6, 2, 5, 1. Because I'm imitating what a bass player would do. Alright, all together. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Bless that wonderful name. Here you go. 7, 3, 6, 5, 6, 2, 5, 1. Alright, that's it. Okay, now another thing that you can do to make this even more interesting is when you get to that 4. So bless that wonderful name. Wonderful name of. Okay, instead of when you're on that 4, to make it more interesting, you can go a whole step down from the 4 which is G flat, and play a major 7th in your right hand, and then go back to that dominant 7th in your right. Okay, so on the 4, I'm gonna go, and it sounds pretty cool. Just one thing you can do to make it more advanced or interesting. So together, bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. No other name I know. Power in the name of Jesus. Power in the name of Jesus. Power in the name of Jesus. No other name I know. Alright, so then you get to the drive, okay? Like, what's his name? Jesus. What's his name? Jesus. Love to call him Jesus. Love to call him Jesus. Alright, the drive is when you're running the bass line, instead of going 1-3 chromatic, 6 chromatic, 1-3 chromatic, 6 chromatic, you're gonna do 1-2 chromatic. So 1, which is E flat, 2, which is F, and go up chromatically 3 times. So G flat, G, A flat, then go down to your 6, which is C, then go up chromatically 3 times. So D flat, D, and E flat, F, G flat, G, A flat, C, D flat, D, E flat, F, because you're going to the 2, G flat, G, A flat, C, D flat, D, E flat, F, G flat, G, A flat, 6 is C, D flat, D, E flat. So the way I'm thinking about this is 1-2 chromatic, 6 chromatic, 1-2 chromatic, 6 chromatic, 1-2 chromatic, 6 chromatic, 1-2 chromatic, 6 chromatic. And this is why you got to know the number system really well, okay? So anyways, what's my right hand doing? I'm just going back from the 1 dominant 7th to the 4 dominant 7th. So 1-2 chromatic, 6 chromatic, 1-2 chromatic, 6 chromatic, 1-2 chromatic, 6 chromatic, 1-2 chromatic, 6 chromatic. Now one thing you can do is, instead of playing that 1 as a dominant 7th, you can play that flat at 3rd, that same G flat major chord that you played before, G flat, B flat, and D flat. You can play that on the 1, and then go back to the 4. 1, 4, or excuse me, it'd be like flat at 3rd, 4. Flat at 3rd. So power in the name, there's power in the name, oh, power in the name, power in the name. What's his name? Jesus. What's his name? Jesus. What's his name? Jesus. What's his name? Jesus. Now another thing you can do is, instead of running that bass line 1-2 chromatic, 6 chromatic, what you can do is go down. You can walk it down. 1, flat 7, 5, chromatic down to the 6, 2, 6, chromatic up. 1, flat set it, 7, 5, down chromatically to the 6, and walk it back up. So it sounds like this: E flat, D flat, B flat, A flat. Then go to the 6, C, D flat, D, E flat, B flat, A flat, 6. And then you can play around with it. So I'm going up, 6. Now I'm going to go back. That's like my descending bass line is what I call it. E flat, D flat, B flat, A flat, 6. Alright, put it together. Alright, and one thing you notice is when I play that 1, I'm not always just playing it as a dominant 7th. Sometimes I'm playing E flat, D flat, and B flat together, but I'll flick my thumb off of that A to that B flat, and I'm just playing that A with my thumb real fast and letting it go, and it gives it a nice sound. Alright, so that's Bless That Wonderful Name of Jesus in the key E flat. I hope you like it. If this is helpful for you, please let me know. Write me like an email saying how great this type of tutorial is, because I do have that complete course on congregational keys that's going to come out later on for everybody in all 12 keys. But you know, because I always say you're my favorite student, Miss Bett, I wanted to give this to you for free. Alright, I hope it's a blessing to you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.